Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to about a 10.5 minute rant here on Demarcus Cousins and maybe the Lakers if I've got some time. Okay, so Demarcus Cousins again has been targeted for a flagrant foul, flagrant 2. And I just want to say, the gameplay is against Boston, and in this, I tease that I'm about to dunk, but you'll just have to see if I do or not. So Demarcus Cousins, he is Ginger King approved, and what that means is I support this guy 100%. He just needs the right backing. That's all I think. I think he's in the wrong situation. Let's go over the incidents. The teammates are really against him. They don't, you know, he's not doing great. He's gotten a couple coaches fired. But however, he's got the skill to be putting up 29 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists per game. That's Ginger King level of play there, and that's pretty damn good. I think it's a problem of, can he be mature enough? And I don't think he can in Sacramento. Now Sacramento right now is possibly being bought by Seattle, I believe I read that. And if so, they may move to Seattle. They may get a whole rebranding, maybe back to the good old Supersonics. Maybe. And actually, that would not be all that bad. I think that would give the Sacramento Kings just enough juice to revitalize themselves. Because Demarcus Cousins is in a shitty situation. Almost like Ginger King was back in the 76ers. It wasn't going well. It wouldn't end. It would not end. Even if I had an okay game. I was a rookie. I wasn't scoring as much as I am now. But even if Durant would have a great game, or no, for the 76ers, even if Bynum had a great game, say Nick Young would go 0 for 10, and we'd lose. So you just need to be in the right situation. And with Demarcus Cousins, I think he's got enough attitude. I believe him. Actually. There's not a lot of times that I get behind people for being, assholes. Like Kobe Bryant, he's an asshole. And you can tell he's an asshole because he loves to win. He's very, very competitive. If he starts to lose, he shows it. He'll yell at you if you're on his team. He'll yell at you if you're the ref. He'll yell at you if you're on the other team. He'll yell at you if you're the coach. A la Mike Brown, he's now gone. So when you're that type of a player, that I'm the star, you have to take control, take the lead, and no one's taking the lead in Sacramento, not even the coach. I don't even know why the coach is even in Sacramento. I don't know why there's a coach in Charlotte, or Detroit, or even Toronto. Those 4 teams are just basically they're basically the Raiders of the NBA. I'm a huge Raiders fan. And I know that they're trash, but eventually one day they might win a championship. So, I'm not going to be a fair weather fan, and I don't expect any of you to. So if any of you are Sacramento Kings fans, you know what? You guys need to stay good on Demarcus Cousins. Instead of berating him for his actions, because he even is admitting that these actions of his are a little, frustration. And it looks to be a little frustrating. I would be extremely frustrated if I was in that position. Jimmer Fredette, he was from BYU, originally from New York, but he went to BYU. He's Mormon, so he's like a huge name here in Utah. And at first I didn't like him. I watched some of his games in college, and he did well. And I told my friends, I said, he's not going to be a star. He's going to Sacramento. That's just what happens. Tyreek Evans, number 1 overall pick. Who? I could say that to my brother, and who's very big in the NBA, and he'll go, that jabroni? And that's what he'll say. He'll tell me, that jabroni? I don't even know what his name is. Tyreek Evans was number 1 overall pick, and now he's been downgraded to absolutely nothing. Jimmer Fredette, very great player, great massive scorer. He can control the ball. Nothing in Sacramento. Demarcus Cousins, he's handling himself well. He's doing very well points-wise, rebounds-wise, assists-wise. He's just an overly frustrated human being, and I don't blame him for being that angry in a city that isn't really giving you the respect back. Everyone in Charlotte, I feel for you. I feel for you in Charlotte. I feel for you in Toronto. I had the Toronto game up the other day, and before the game, I was like, oh, I'm going to cream cracker these guys. These guys aren't going to get it. We're going to decimate the Toronto Raptors. And we lost. And I'm sure my words here. I got my foot in my mouth, because Toronto fans forever, YouTube user puts a comment like, yeah, you were going to decimate the Raptors. You got decimated. I'm like, I know. God, it's always when I talk shit before the game, isn't it? It's just that type of thing. So Demarcus Cousins, I'm a fan of his. I'm still going to be a fan of his. I like the bad guys. I think you need someone who's that bad guy in the NBA. Kobe Bryant, he's a bad guy, but he's nice when he's winning. He's not always the bad guy. Demarcus Cousins is almost always the bad guy. In the NBA, you've got a lot of personalities. You've got Kobe, who's the best. You have LeBron, who says he's a bad guy, but I don't believe him. He's not a bad guy. People just don't like him because he did something kind of shady. That's doesn't make you a bad guy. What DeMarcus Cousins is doing, it makes you a bad guy. But it's not all DeMarcus Cousins' fault. I just want to know your thoughts on that. Do you think that this previous incident with Vince Carter, elbow to the face, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go NBA.com. They're all talking about it. You got Charles Barkley talking about it. Do you think that DeMarcus Cousins needs to grow up? Or do you think that he's just in a shitty situation and, he just needs a better supporting cast? Or maybe even a whole, swap of the coaching staff and a change of scenery? Because, Sacramento, I remember a Vlade Divac, and ever since then I don't remember anything from Sacramento. So that's that. We do have some extra time here. We got about 3 minutes or so. And now let's talk about the LA Lakers. Now, again, this is a team that when they hired D'Antoni, I said, why would you do that? Why would you hire a run and gun offensive coach for a team that's going to be very I guess not run and gun? The only person I would say would be able to handle that would be Nash, and even he's getting older. I would really try to focus on a pick and roll offense, not a run and gun offense. And there's slight differences in my point of view between the two. Run and gun I see as push the ball 7 seconds or less, get it in the hoop, get a foul if you need to. Whereas pick and roll, you kind of take your time, you set them up, you move them around like chess pieces, you get Dwight Howard setting a pick, and then when both guys are on Nash, you alley-oop to Howard. That's just how I see it. Or you let Kobe Bryant control in his own little version of offense of the triangle. He's been playing it for years. He should obviously know how it works. So when Kobe's on the court, let him control the offense, and then kind of bring in Nash as a supporting role, give Kobe some rest. It keeps Nash off the court for most of the game. He is getting older. He's getting a little more injury prone. And have Dwight Howard and Pau Gasol be your two big men and dominate each game. The Lakers should not be losing. Now, that being said, I'm going to say that being said, they don't have a great bench. I don't know who many of these people are. I watched a game, I believe it was Monday or Tuesday or so, and I have no clue. Ebanks, I've heard him because I've played the game. I've heard of him, but I don't know who he is. He's under the jabroni file. I don't know who this jabroni is. So I think that's the way you would have to do it. Instead of having all your starters, Pau, Dwight, Nash, Kobe, and then your Anton Jameson, why don't you move Nash and Jameson to a secondary role? Bring Kobe in as the point guard. Have another big guy. Who do they have? Do they have Matthews? No, not Matthews. One of the two twin brothers that was drafted a couple years ago. Pau and Dwight and Kobe, and then, Anton, and then another guy. Have them be your starters. Start it off, start the game, do whatever. Keep Nash, fresh and ready to go. And then when Nash is ready, have him come in, you know, and he can play with Kobe a little bit as well, and then have Kobe take a little bit of a break. This just makes sense to me, the way I would do things if I was the coach. But D'Antoni, I just don't think he has it in him to change his old ways of just run and gun, just go, do it, just go. You know, there's not much strategy there. So tell me what you think about the Demarcus Cousins situation. Tell me what you think about the Lakers. I still think they're going to make the playoffs, and they may go far, just not very, you know, at number 1 spot. Thank you for watching the video. Go ahead, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, do what you gotta do, and we will see you for more NBA.